Hello everyone, my name is Calasine de la Peña and I'm a first year BS and Criminology student.
Hello everyone, my name is Geoffrey Ryan Ardeo and I am a first year BS Criminology.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Raymar Cabato, B-Scream, first year.
Hello everyone, my name is Marlene S. Gusala, first year BS and Criminology.
Hello everyone, I am Christian Eric L. Evangelista, first year and taking a BS Criminology.
Hello everyone, for today's discussion we will discuss about death penalty. Along with my group mates, the group 3, you could comprehend and conclude which would you decide, are you affirmative or against death penalty? So our learning objectives for today are, discuss what is death penalty, identify the advantages and disadvantages of death penalty, discuss the current issues about death penalty, and explain ethical issues about death penalty. It is moral or immoral. So ano nga ba yung death penalty? Death penalty is also known as capital punishment. Is the execution of offenders sentenced to death after conviction by the court of law of a criminal offense, or a punishment given by the court of law for a very serious crime. If convicted, they would face death penalty. So yung capital punishment or death penalty is ito yung pagpataw ng parusa ng kamatayan sa mga taong gumawa ng napakalaking krimen. If they found guilty sa court, they would sentenced to death penalty. So, crimes that are punishable by death are known as capital crimes. Capital offenses or capital felonies. And depending on the jurisdiction, but commonly include serious crimes against the person such as murder, mass murder, aggravated case of rape, and terrorism. Also in some cases, act of recidivism, aggravated robbery, and kidnapping. In addition to drug trafficking, drug dealing, and drug possession are capital crimes. So, the term stems from the Latin word capitalis, meaning regarding the head, refer to the execution by beheading. But execution are carried out by many methods including lethal injection, electrocution, gas chamber, hanging, and firing squad.
So, good day everyone, I am Christian Eric L. Evangelista. The topic that I will discuss today is all about the advantage of death penalty. So, advantage of death penalty, it does not have to be done with a violent manner. So, in the Philippines today, death penalty is centered on ending life as quickly and quietly as possible. So, as the result, the procedure is often carried out with the aid of fatal injection, resulting a medically infected death with a least amount of agony visible. Death penalty has been carried out in different ways throughout history, including beheading, stoning, crucifixion, and electrocution, shooting, and hanging. So, Saudi Arabia countries to employ the sword for execution, whereas India, Japan, and Singapore utilize hanging, and China employs a single back of the headshot, which is Indonesia employs a firing squad. The death sentence does not really victimize the family who has been victimized. So, there is a legitimate pity or empathy felt toward the relatives of someone charged with a capital offense. Because this legal arrangement, these folks have lost a loved one. The victim's family has also suffered a loss, so the perpetrator, who opted to perform the capital crime in the first place, does not deserve a pity. So, when death penalty is one of the possible punishments for someone's action, it protects the victim's family from further victimization. If sentenced to life in prison without a chance of release, the offender may present their side of the story. So, recount the activities they perform or threaten other members of the family. Capital punishment finally puts to an end to this problem, so allowing the victim's family to feel safe again. Implementation of death penalty can help reduce the prison from overcrowding. So, people are living longer lives today than at any previous period in history. Manila's criminal justice system grew so congested with convicts that the federal courts were forced to intervene, the mandate adjustment, or risk releasing guilty. So, criminal due to lack of space, the city boasts the largest execution chamber in the country. With a fresh capital conviction every month, its jail is at capacity. So, in 2015, were 750 individuals on death row in the Philippines, up from 646 in 2006. By handling this procedure in an effective manner, including any legally permissible appeals or pleadings, it becomes possible to regulate the population and restrict expense without causing harm to the rest of society.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the disadvantages of death penalty. First thing, in one of the disadvantages of death penalty is, when applied, it is the ultimate violation of human rights. This is how Amnesty International characterized the use of the death penalty. The death sentence is the ultimate deprivation of human rights. The group claims it is the state's deliberate and cold-blooded murder of a human person in the name of justice. It infringes on the right of a human's life. It is the most inhumane and degrading punishment. Torture or brutal treatment can never be justified. The definition of justice might be a difficult aspect to grasp. The way a society chooses to punish its offenders reflects the more than the decisions that the criminals make. Sparing someone's life, even though that person took the life of another, removes the possibility of retribution from the equation. Being pro-life, by definition, entails advocating for all lives. And the second thing, the disadvantage of death penalty is, after the execution, there is no turning back. When we carry out the death sentence, we are going in an irrevocable act. Over 160 persons sentenced to death on the death row in the Philippines have been exonerated or freed due to direct evidence of their innocence, even though a grand jury indicts someone and that case can or may not and punishment are both heard by another jury in the Philippines. Their decision that someone is guilty does not indicate the individual is innocent or plead. According to conservative estimate of the amount of innocent persons convicted in the Philippines, at least 0.4% of convicted offenders are not guilty of the crimes charged against them. If the death penalty did not exist, there would be more time to overturn a wrongful conviction. And the last and the third thing, the disadvantage of death penalty is, some people or some folks just do not care. There will always be those who choose to operate outside of the standards that society has established for safety and security. These are offenders that cycle in and out of prison until they end up spending their entire lives in the prison. Rehabilitation is ineffective because there is no investment in being different. The death sentence will not deter someone from harming another person, in this case because the offender is living for the pleasure of present rather than considering the long-term implications.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My topic is current issue of death penalty. This bill, which will be enacted on March 2nd, 2021, comes after years of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte is unwavering commitment to reducing the death penalty to the Philippines, despite the country having abolished the death sentence for all offenses in 2006. The NATO opposition to capital punishment is based on the following fundamental concern. The world's death penalty system is applied in an unfair and unjust manner against people, largely based on how much money they have, the skill of their attorneys, the victim race, and the location of the crimes. Hindi epektibo ang parusang kamatayan. Hindi nito pinipigilan ang krimen at napakamahal ng pangangasiwa, bagamat ang karamihan sa mga nakakulong na individual. Dahil tao lang tayo, Diyos nga nagpapatawad, tayo pa kaya na tagasunod lang sa Kanya. At maraming governments ang hindi papayag na magkaroon ng death penalty sapagkat hindi nito matutumbasan ng taong nagkasala ang kanyang mga kasalanan. And ang death penalty ay isang planong ibalik ni Duterte noong siya ay umupo bilang presidente ng Pilipinas. Gusto niya itong ibalik para mabago ang sistema ng hustisya sa Pilipinas. Subalit, dahil ang death penalty ay isang issue sa buong mundo at hindi lang sa Pilipinas, kaya kinalaban ng ibang bansa ang pagbabalik nito dahil labag daw ito sa karapatang pantao, dahilan kung bakit hanggang ngayon ay di pa ito nababalik. Example na lang ay yung pagligtas ni President Duterte sa isang OFW sa UAE dahil pinatay ng isang OFW ang kanyang amo dahil sa pag-abuso sa kanya. May mga rason kung bakit nagawa ang mga kasalanang nagawa. Yan rin siguro ang rason kung bakit ayaw ng ibang bansa na magkaroon sila ang batas na tinatawag na death penalty. Yun lamang po.
Why is the death penalty an ethical issue? Is the death penalty moral? The death penalty is frequently justified on the grounds that society has a moral duty to ensure the safety and well-being of its citizens. Murderers endanger the safety and well-being only by executing murderers, while society be able to ensure that convicted killers do not kill again. So, to summarize, the death penalty is ethical because it is a kind of vengeance for the victim of the crime and their family. It deters others from committing similar crimes, and it minimizes the criminal's chances of reoffending. So, ang parusang kamatayan o mas kilala natin bilang death penalty, ito ay madalas na makatwiran sa mga batayan na ang lipunan ay may moral na tungkulin na tiyakin ang kaligtasan at kagalingan ng mga mamamayan nito. So, ang mga mamamatay tao ay sa panganib sa kaligtasan at kagalingan. Ito sa pamamagitan lamang ng pagbitay sa mga mamamatay tao. Ay masisiguro ng lipunan na ang mga nahatulang mamamatay ay hindi pumatay ulit. Ang parusang kamatayan ay isang etikal dahil ito ay isang uri ng paghihiganti para sa biktima ng krimen at sa kanilang pamilya. Pinipigilan nito ang iba na gumawa ng mga katulad na krimen at pinapaliit nito ang pagkakataon ng kriminal na muling magkasala.
On the other hand, if we consider religious belief and other perspective, the death penalty is immoral and not unethical. Because our society is right to value human life, every human being is made in the image of God and distinct from all other creation and life. Because we value human life, we also value justice for the wrongful taking of human life. Use of death penalty is the most severe punishment government may impose. And certainly, we do not want to impose it on the truly innocent, those who wrongfully convicted in the desperate proportionality or out of vengeance. So for others, death penalty is immoral, especially for those Christian and other religions. Dahil nakasaad sa utos ng Diyos na we should not kill. The idea of eye for an eye or life for an life is an acceptable punishment. Hindi tamang gawing kabayaran ang buhay ng isang tao para sa hustisyang ninanais ng isang tao na kahit buhay ang kinuha nito. Dahil Diyos ang nagbigay ng buhay, so Diyos lang din ang may karapatan na kunin ang kanilang buhay. In some cases, the death penalty is immoral because of our justice system is fraud. Madaming nakukulong na wala naman talagang kasalanan at madaming nahatulan ng death penalty na napatunayan na hindi naman talaga sila guilty sa kasalanang binibintang sa kanila. Ngunit huli na ang lahat. Dahil we are talking about death penalty, hindi na natin mababalik yung buhay na nawala. So, inamin ng Korte Suprema na sa 10 pinatawan ng death penalty, 7 ang may pagkakamali or judicial error. Ang problema dito is the death penalty is anti-poor. Karamihan sa napatawan ng kamatayan ay mahihirap, wala kakayahang ipaglaban ang kanilang sarili. So, it's against humans' right, hindi siya makatao. The ethical issue of death penalty is debatable. Others say it's moral, and others say it's immoral. So, as a human being, we free to express ourselves and our opinion. So, meron tayong kanya-kanyang pananaw sa ukol sa issue na ito. Nasa iyo pa rin yung desisyon kung ikaw ba ay sang-ayon or hindi sa death penalty. That's all, and thank you for listening guys, and God bless.